Right, okay, I've been kind of jumping around. I might have been bringing things in from other sections. I'm kind of going back to just 7.1 from the Martingale book, if that's the book you're using. I'm going to jump to cube roots. Okay, so cube rooting something. What times what makes a negative 27? That means what's the cube root of negative 27? You can cube root negatives. Where's my little thing? There it is. Okay, you can't square root negatives. That is negative 3, right? Because negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 will give you negative 27. That's the answer to that. Okay? Now, I should do a little mini lesson on cube rooting exponents. Okay, remember we've square rooted them. Okay, so remember, when you square root an exponent, okay, something with an exponent, you're just halving the exponent. So guess what? When you cube root it, you divide that exponent by 3, not by 2. Okay, again, here's the clue. So, what's the cube root? Let's just do this one, okay? What's the cube root of 27? It's 3. Guess what the cube root of x6 is? It's x2, right? Because I divided that by that. Honestly, that's what it is. Because think about it. x2 cubed, so times x2 times x2. You add exponents is x6, okay? Or you can do backwards. What's x squared all cubed? Well, this is where you multiply the exponents. That's x6. So either way, just remember that, okay? The cube root of x6 is x squared. The cube root of x cubed. Remember how we do the square? Let's just do a bit of this. Remember this? Okay, the square root of x squared. Okay? Okay, you can think 2 divided by 2 is 1. Or remember square root and squared? That's what's left. So think about this. Cube root and x cubed. Well, again, 3 divided by 3. Or you can think for this one. Okay, they've kind of cancelled in some ways. All right, or just think 3 divided by 3 is x or x1. Okay, I can write that there. So there we go. So I'll write anything here. How about this? X to the power 39. All right. If I cube root it, I divide the 39 by 3. That's x13. Okay. So I'll probably do some later ones. I'll do things that you can't cube root. I mean, I can do the cube root of x39, but can I do the cube root of x40? No. Okay, so maybe we'll have to break those down a bit like we did in some of the other videos when we were square rooting. Let's just keep on going here for now. So remember, that was fairly straightforward for that one. Everything's nicely cube rootable. So let's erase some stuff here. Get a big eraser going again. Get this out of the way. Now, fractions, no different. Square rooting, cube rooting, just cube root the one on top. That's 1. Cube root of 64 on bottom. That's 4. All right, think 4 times 4 times 4. Yep, that's 64. Some people make mistakes on that. I mean, they put an 8. No, that's a square root of 64. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, well, let's have a look at another one. Okay, last one to look at. Well, I can do, maybe I'll do 7 and 8. Right. What's the cube root of x12? x12, remember, divide it by 3, kind of the exponent rule. You can just divide here, shortcut. That's x4, isn't it, on top. What's the cube root of 64? Everything's nicely cube rootable. Oops, I nearly put an 8 then. I nearly did what you guys do. Right? Okay, the cube root of 64 is 4. 4 times 4 times 4, not the square root. What's y6 cube rooted? Divide it by 3. Okay, remember, divide it by 3. y2. That's the answer. Okay? Doesn't matter where it is. Top and bottom. Just deal with them separately. How about this one? I can cube root a negative 27. It's negative 3. Negative times negative times negative. Okay? I can cube root an x18. Divide the 18 by 3. That's x6. I can do the y12. Divide it by 3. That's y4. Honestly, folks, that's pretty much it. I'll do some more complicated ones where you can't exactly cube root them later. Okay?